Hi everyone. In today's video, I will explain what is the standard error of measurement or SEM, how do you calculate it, what is the meaning of it, and what is the importance of it in research. So let's get started. So some researchers, when they discuss reliability, they present a numerical value for the standard error of measurement or SEM. That can be used to estimate the range within which a score would likely fall if a given measured object were to be remeasured. If you didn't understand any word of what I said, let's take an example. Now suppose you administer an intelligence test to a group of children, and let's say that one of those children is Tom. Now Tom ends up with an IQ score of 112. Now, if the SEM associated with the IQ scores in this group was equal to 4, then we would build an association, then we would build an interval for Tommy by adding 4 and subtracting 4 from his score, that is 112. So the confidence band or the interval which helps us to interpret Tommy's IQ would be between 108 and 116. That is 112 plus 4 and 112 minus 4. So you can say Tommy would likely score somewhere between 108 and 116 if the same intelligence test was to be re-administered and if Tommy did not change between the two testing. So when we say Tommy did not change within the two testing, we are talking about any other learning effect taking place or rather any other learning effect not taking place between the two tests. Alright, so if Tommy with the same knowledge takes another test, that is where he would be landing up. His score would be landing somewhere between 108 and 116. So this is in kind of related to reliability in research. What is reliability? Reliability is that it talks about the consistency of the outcomes if the research is repeated. Alright, that is why the formula for calculating the SEM or standard error of measurement is given as you see on your screen. It's equal to the standard deviation multiplied by under root of 1 minus what we call is the reliability of the test. So if you don't know how to calculate the reliability of the test in this example, reliability is the precision of the test, and you can calculate it by using the formula s square t divided by s square x, where s square t is the variance of the true scores and s square x is the variance of the observed scores. Now if you want to know what is the variance and how to calculate it, well, when you've got a list of scores, you can basically select it, put the scores in the Excel spreadsheet, and in the Excel spreadsheet there is a option of choosing variance. You can calculate variance as long as you highlight the scores, and then you can go and select variance and you can calculate the variance. That's how you get it. So that is how you calculate the standard error of measurement. One more thing you have to know about this and its relationship with reliability is that the SEM can be thought of an index of consistency that is inversely related to reliability. That means if reliability or if SEM is high, then reliability will be low and vice versa. So if reliability is high, the SEM will be small. There is another main difference between reliability and SEM, and that is that reliability, or when we talk about reliability, their coefficients are tied to a scale that extends from 0 to 1.0. They are completely metric free. There is no unit associated with reliability coefficients. However, the SEM is always tied to the nature of the scores generated by a test, and in this sense it is not metric free. For example, Tom had a score of 112. That is 112 marks, isn't it? It's 112 marks. So there's a unit associated with the SEM. So if you can simply state it, the continuum for reliability coefficient has no unit of measurement. It is from 0 to 1, whereas the SEM is always in the same measurement unit as are the scores around which the confidence bands are filled. Alright, so I made this short video because sometimes students come and ask me about standard error of measurement, especially when doing the reliability testing. So if your research involves any kind of scores or marks, then it's a good idea to mention the SEM and compare it. Maybe carry out a reliability test and then compare it, carry out a comparison and see whether your reliability testing obtains a score which is very close to the SEM that you have mentioned with the first score. So I will end this video here now. I will make more videos on reliability and validity in future, but let me know what you thought about this video. Thank you for watching and bye for now.